250cc solos away for the first time this afternoon. Powering up the back straight, into the first turn they come. Adam Shipp is leading, Adam Shipp it is indeed. Gordon Fennings in second place, holding off John Pilcher and Paul Simmons. The shock of becoming a dad obviously slowed him up a little bit, as he was really tramping last weekend at Hawley. But we are underway here at Frittenden. Adam Shipp leads the way. John Pilcher in second. Gordon Fennings in third. Paul Simmons pushing through for that third place. Gordon Fennings dropping back to fourth. Then it's Brian Cornelius. 39, Gary Hayward pushing his machine back to the pits. That's bad luck for him this afternoon. So he's got a 500 as well, so all is not lost at the moment. Adam Shipp leads. John Pilcher in second. Then it's Paul Simmons, Gordon Fennings, Brian Cornelius, Chris Pay, and Mark Harris. Adam Shipp, big lead on this one. Good quarter of a lap in front. As the checkered flag goes, it's a win. For number 16, Adam Shipp. Second place to John Pilcher. Third to Gordon Fennings, fourth to Paul Simmons, fifth for Brian Cornelius, followed by Chris Pay and Mark Harris. Official result for you in a moment. First one, not the one you've just seen. Official result of race 1 was a win for number 16, Adam Shipp. Second place to number 49, John Pilcher. Third place to 119, Gordon Fennings. Fourth place to number 31, Paul Simmons. Fifth place to number 48, Brian Cornelius. Sixth place to number 59, Chris Pay. Seventh place to number 4, Mark Harris. The winner's time was 1 minute 22.06 seconds, an average speed of 46.64 miles per hour. Strudwick that picks it up from the front, from Stevie Syrett, Phil Ranson, Malcolm Beaney. Keith Strudwick leading then. They had a nice little win at Hawley last weekend, beating the current British champion. Only 1 week ago, the first man to beat him after he won his British title. Keith Strudwick leads. Stevie Syrett goes after him, and Phil Ranson right in the hunt. Then it's Malcolm Beaney and Colin Mandrey. Lee Hover bringing up the rear. Number 170, Christian Potter, on the centre green with mechanical problems. Keith Strudwick leading, the other two now getting right on his back wheel as the last lap flag goes for Keith Strudwick, Stevie Syrett and Phil Ranson. Then it's Colin Mandrey, Malcolm Beaney and Lee Hover. Stevie Syrett makes his move now on Keith Strudwick. Keith Strudwick locks it up sideways, he comes out of that corner. Stevie Syrett goes to the inside. It's going to be tied to the finish, but Keith Strudwick takes it from Stevie Syrett, from Phil Ranson, Colin Mandrey, Malcolm Beaney and Lee Hover. The one you've just seen was a win for number 124, Keith Strudwick. Second place number 62, Steve Syrett, additional runner in the programme. Third place in number 6, Phil Ranson. Fourth place number 121, Colin Mandrey. Fifth place number 720, Malcolm Beaney. And sixth was number 158, Lee Hover. The winner's time was 1 minute 27.19 seconds, a speed of 43.97 miles per hour. left-hand Sidecars on their way to do battle here at Frittenden. The regular favourites of the Frittenden Club. It's Clive Holland and Neal Marshall that lead out of that first turn. Rob Heath and Andy Butler in hot pursuit in second place, coming through on the inside. Rob Heath picks it up. Clive Holland there in second place. Then it's Paul Grayson. And then Paul Holland and Paul Durrant bringing up the rear. Clive Holland making a move there, tried to come up on the inside, but Rob Heath gets a little further away. Rob Heath and Andy Butler lead. Clive Holland coming in now, fast behind him. Paul Grayson pushing hard in third place. Rob Heath and Andy Butler leading it then, and Clive Holland going very wide there, leaving a big gap in on the inside. But Paul Holland not enough legs in there to do it, but he moves up into third place ahead of Paul Grayson in fourth. Clive Holland again challenges for the lead. It's Rob Heath and Andy Butler that lead, with Clive Holland and Neal Marshall in hot pursuit in second place. Clive Holland really trying hard on the outside there now as the last lap flag goes. It's Rob Heath and Andy Butler that lead. Paul Holland and Paul Durrant now trying to move up on Clive Holland with Neal Marshall. And bringing up the rear is Paul Grayson and Richard Fremantle. Well, all four outfits still remarkably close together after 3.5 laps. Clive Holland again trying on that outside run. I think he should need to swap back on, cut back on the inside to do it. But, and he certainly tries, but over sliding, and it's almost cost him. But Rob Heath and Andy Butler win. Clive Holland and Neal Marshall take second place. Paul Holland and Paul Durrant take third, with Paul Grayson and Richard Fremantle in fourth. Race 3, the left-hand Sidecars win for number 18, that's Rob Heath and Andy Butler. In second place it was 27, that's Clive Holland and Neal Marshall. Third place in number 6, Paul Holland and Paul Durrant. And in fourth place, number 8, Paul Grayson and Richard Fremantle. No other finishers, the winner's time was 1 minute 41.67 seconds. An average speed of 37.10 miles per hour. From the top, 18, 27, 6 and 8. 1 minute 41.67 seconds, 37.1 miles per hour. Down the first straight now. Looks a bit of a staggered start, but they're all away. Gareth Roberts with Les Rumsey coming through right alongside Gareth Roberts, and is he going to hold that second place out of that turn? The return of Les Rumsey. He had such a good weekend last weekend, he's decided to come out and have another go this weekend. See, this time takes the inside line on Gareth Roberts. Wogie winning at the moment. Wogie leads it from Les Rumsey, from Gareth Roberts, from Nathan Irwin, from Matt Etherington, Steve Higgins, Brian Cornelius, Terry Massingham and Walter Neal. And number 24, Darren Sargent, normally ride 77. And James Peterson from number 3 is Darren Sargent deep on the other side. Past that flag for 300, Wogie Giles from Les Rumsey, Gareth Roberts, Nathan Irwin, Matt Etherington, Steve Higgins, Brian Cornelius, Terry Massingham, Walter Neal, James Peters and Darren Sargent's got it rolling again. Wogie leads it into the last turn. Struggling a bit with his grassy conditions, but there's the checkered flag and a win for Wogie. Second place to Les Rumsey. From Gareth Roberts, Nathan Irwin, Matt Etherington, Steve Higgins, Brian Cornelius, Terry Massingham. Race 4 and 5 condensed. Race 4 and 5 condensed. A win for number 300, Wogie Giles. In second place was 101, Les Rumsey, not Les Longley as it says in the programme, the infamous character from Canterbury Speedway Past. In third place it was number 7, Gareth Roberts. Fourth place was number 83, Nathan Irwin. Fifth place was number 15, Matt Etherington. Sixth place was 116, Steve Higgins. Seventh place was 48, Brian Cornelius. Followed by 213, Terry Massingham. 172, Walter Neal. 24, Darren Sargent. And 45, James Peters. The winner's time was 1 minute 28.88 seconds, an average speed of 43.13 miles per hour. Sidecars, and here they come. 151, Graham Hill and Colin Clark lead into the first turn. From Rob Jarvis and Michael Moore. Then Stuart Marsh and Paul Hayes. Billy Penfold. And Jay Rendell. Somebody will tell me whether that's Jim or John or what soon. And Kev Bovis, Nigel Field bringing up the rear. Then Graham Hill on the Godspeed twin, trying to feed that motor in and cut down on the wheel spin, but managing to hold off the challenge of the others, but not doing a grand job with that throttle really. Graham Hill, Colin Clark powering towards victory. The Godspeed twin 1000cc, two of those solo engines bolted on one crankcase. Round they come then, and Ron Jarvis sneaks up on the inside. Graham Hilton is out with problems. I think the chain has wrapped itself around the rear wheel. So Graham Hilton and Colin Clark out with problems on that one. Ron Jarvis seizing the opportunity to get a win here. Half a lap remaining in this one. From 114, Stuart Marsh and P. Hayes. Billy Penfold powering around the outside there, but the checkered flag goes to Ron Jarvis and Michael Moore. All three of these are coming to the line in one big heat here, but it's Billy Penfold and Jay Rendell from Kev Bovis and Nigel Field, and Stuart Marsh, P. Hayes bringing up the rear. Winner for number 209, Ron Jarvis and Michael Moore. In second place was number 123, Billy Penfold and Jay Rendell. Third place was number 60. Kev Bovis and Nigel Field. In fourth place was number 114, Stuart Marsh and P. Hayes. No other finishers. The winner's time 1 minute 42.02 seconds, an average speed of 37.58 miles per hour. From the top, 209, 123, 60, 114. 1 minute 42.02, 37.58 miles per hour. Darren Rolph. They're away and again they did a sort of self-help. Number 10 it is, Dave Rumsey that leads from Paul Austin in second place, then Darren Rolph and Paul Knott side by side, then Gareth Roberts now out with the 500cc machine. Mark Giles after a slow start, forcing his way up through the field as he picks up fifth place. Dave Rumsey leads it then. Darren Rolph in second place. Then it's Paul Austin, Paul Knott, Mark Giles, Gareth Roberts, Dave Hollingsby, Lee Cross and Adrian Harden. Flag. Dave Rumsey leads it from Darren Rolph in second place. Paul Austin and Paul Knott having a little side-by-side tussle with Mark Giles in close attendance. Then Gareth Roberts, Dave Hollingsby and Lee Cross. Dave Rumsey wins from Darren Rolph, from Paul Knott, from Paul Austin, Mark Giles, Dave Hollingsby, Gareth Roberts, Lee Cross, Adrian Harden. Programme, a cracking win there for number 10, Dave Rumsey. In second place, it was number 41, Darren Rolph. Third place, number 29, Paul Knott. Fourth place, number 14, Paul Austin. Fifth place, number 26, Mark Giles. Sixth place, number 5, Dave Hollingsby. Seventh place, number 7, Gareth Roberts. Eighth place, number 28, Lee Cross. And ninth place, number 2, Adrian Harden. The winner's time was 1 minute 22.99 seconds, an average speed of 46.19 miles per hour. From the top, 10, 41, 29, 14, 26, 5, 7, 28. The 500cc solos are underway. Additional runner in this one is number 12. Tony Dart leads. Malcolm Simmons is in second place. Then Daniel Winterton. Then Matt Reed. Bradley Kite. All down goes the fallen rider there, and that was Malcolm Simmons that dropped it. Certainly looked like it. Malcolm Simmons on his knees on the far side. 6:13 up. 37, Tony Dart leading. Number 12, Daniel Winterton picks up a big misfire. Matt Reed sneaks through on the inside. Then it's Bradley Kite, Tim Mount, Gary Hayward. Exciting number 3. 77, Tony Dart, that's the last lap flag. From 152, Matt Reed. From number 12, Daniel Winterton. Tim Mount, Bradley Kite, Gary Hayward, Robin Pilcher, Gordon Fennings. Checker flag is out. And the win goes to number 77, Tony Dart. From 152, Matt Reed in second place. Then it's number 12, Daniel Winterton still for that misfire. Then Tim Mount, Bradley Kite, Gary Hayward, Robin Pilcher, Gordon Fennings, and Terry Izzard. Race 8 going to number 77, Tony Dart. Second place to number 152, Matt Reed. Third place to number 12. That's the additional rider, Daniel Winterton. Fourth place to number 17, Tim Mount. Fifth place, 2495, Bradley Kite. Sixth place, 39, Gary Hayward. Seventh place to number 174, Robin Pilcher. Eighth place, number 119, Gordon Fennings. And ninth place, number 575, Terry Izzard. No 10th finisher. The winner's time was 1 minute 21.29 seconds, an average speed of 47.16 miles per hour. tournament, all 6 in this one, as they head up the first straight. John Hiscock and Matt Sleep. Additional runners to the programme, back from racing in Germany yesterday. Last night, really into the big one here this afternoon. John Hiscock, Matt Sleep. Flat out on the Frittenden turf from Lee Ray and Nick Owen. From Neal Owen and Dylan Davis. Ian the Amis and Kev Jones. On the back of Nevill at the moment. Plenty of that later. Andy Wood. Flat out then. John Hiscock, having repaired the broken seat from yesterday. Taking the grass forward here. After that flag, we get made ready. John Hiscock and Matt Sleep. Good tight line for them round that corner. Opening their account here this afternoon with a win. From Lee Ray and Nick Owen. Oh, Neal Owen there, I think, just pipping him on that last lap flag. He's certainly got the advantage at the moment. But this looks like he's right causing riders one or two little problems. What's the matter with them? I thought they were grass track riders. John Hiscock, Matt Sleep. Out of that last turn. Taking the checkered flag. Second place to Lee Ray and Nick Owen, followed by Neal Owen and Dylan Davis, Nevill Penfold and Andy Wood. Ian the Amis, Kev Jones, Stephen and Carl Blythe bringing up the rear. Sidecars, a win for number 184, John Hiscock and Matt Sleep. Second place to number 9, Lee Ray and Nicky Owen. Third place to number 4, Neal Owen and Dylan Davis. Fourth place to number 2, Nevill Penfold and Andy Wood. Fifth place to number 8, Ian the Amis and Kev Jones. And sixth place to number 30, Stephen and Carl Blythe. The winner's time was 1 minute 43.19 seconds and average speed of 42.10 miles per hour. From the top, 184, 9, 4, 2, 8, 30, 1 minute 43.19, 42.1 miles per hour. In this one, Mick Turrell and Tony Baseby lead it. Steve Smith and Alan Green holding on to second place. Justin Shaw trying to go on the outside. Justin Shaw spins it around the second, so does Steve Smith. Steve Smith turns it over. Steve Smith does okay. And the red flag up. To see who gets blamed for the stoppage on that one, but again this grass on this circuit causing 1 or 2 small problems. Settle the grass track riders, give them a bit of grass and what to do with it. Sidecars revving up, full bore up the straight, and again it is 62, Mick Turrell and Tony Baseby that lead it. Justin Shaw this time in second place, taking it slightly more gingerly into that turn. But he still spun it round. And John Stafford also spun round. with Malcolm Ivy on the chair. They're going to restart their machine. Everybody's continuing in this one. No red flags this time. McTurrell, Tony Baseby. Experience showing through. Steve Smith and Alan Green in second place. Justin Shaw. Paul Stuybrits in third. And it's John Stafford and Malcolm Ivy bringing up the rear. McTurrell, Tony Baseby. At half distance, ahead of Steve Smith and Alan Green on the Honda Fireblade. Yamaha X up leads Honda Fireblade. And it's another Yamaha. And another Yamaha. One of the hands of Justin Shaw. One hand of on the last lap then, Mick Turrell, Tony Baseby leading it. Steve Smith and Alan Green in second place. Justin Shaw and Paul Stuybrits. On John Stafford and Malcolm Ivy. Nicely spread out, making it easy for us here in the commentary box. And the checkered flag goes for Mick Turrell and Steve Smith and Alan Green. The right-hand sidecars, a win there for number 62, Mick Turrell and Tony Baseby. In second place was number 121, Steve Smith and Alan Green. In third place was number 187, Justin Shaw. And in fourth place was number 81, John Stafford and Malcolm Ivy. No other finishers. The winner's time 1 minute 44.84 seconds, an average speed of 41.44 miles per hour. That's 62, 121, 187, 81. 1 minute 44.84 seconds, 41.44 miles per hour. Flat out up the back straight then. Phil Ranson leads it at the moment, and Stevie Syrett comes right through on the inside. He's up to second place. Adam Shipp taken over at the helm. Adam Shipp leads. Stevie Syrett in second place. John Pilcher in third. Phil Ranson in fourth. Then it's Brian Cornelius with Gordon Fennings, Malcolm Beaney, and Mark Harris. Nicely getting sorted out. The big street being twice the program, be it on the track. Unlike these, normally a regular at this Frittenden circuit. 16, Adam Shipp leads from 62, Stevie Syrett. From Phil Ranson. Robin Pilcher, Brian Cornelius, Gordon Fennings, Malcolm Beaney. Adam Shipp powering on. Phil Ranson slides to earth on that grassy corner. Stevie Syrett holding second. John Pilcher in third. Then Brian Cornelius, Gordon Fennings, Malcolm Beaney. Phil Ranson gets going again. Mark Harris broken down on the inside. I thought he split off and pulled up on the inside of the circuit. There's the checkered flag. A win again for Adam Shipp. From Stevie Syrett. Brian Cornelius and John Pilcher. Gordon Fennings, Malcolm Beaney. It's 11 and the win there going to number 16, Adam Shipp. That's 2 rides and 2 wins for him this afternoon. In second place was number 62. The additional runner, Stevie Syrett. Third place, number 48, Brian Cornelius. Fourth place, number 49, John Pilcher. Fifth place, number 119, Gordon Fennings. Sixth place is 720, Malcolm Beaney. Seventh, number 6, Phil Ranson. The winner's time was 1 minute 24.77 seconds, an average speed of 45.22 miles per hour. Strudwick. This could be 2 rides and 2 wins for him. Then 31, Paul Simmons in second place. Then Chris Pay, Colin Mandrey, Lee Hover, Gary Hayward. Oh, good to see Gary Hayward away in this one. He failed to get away in the first 250 race, but he's out to score a few points in this one. From Paul Simmons, Chris Pay, Colin Mandrey, Gary Hayward, Lee Hover. Chris Pay changing hard, chasing Paul Simmons. Paul Simmons squirting that machine up that straight and gaining himself a few yards. Keith Strudwick then. Look over his shoulder to see where the opposition is. They're on the safe distance. 1 more lap to go for Keith Strudwick. 31, Paul Simmons from Chris Pay, Colin Mandrey, Gary Hayward, Lee Hover. Round the last turn then, for the last time, Keith Strudwick going to make it 2 from 2. 2 from 2 for Keith Strudwick. 31, Paul Simmons picks up second place. Chris Pay in third. Colin Mandrey in fourth. Gary Hayward. 250 solos and a win there again for 124, Keith Strudwick. Second place, 231. Oh, he's doing a lap of honour, look. Got a flat back tyre. Doesn't look too happy on the back wheel there. 124 then, Keith Strudwick wins race 12. Second place to 31, Paul Simmons. Third place, number 59, Chris Pay. Fourth place, number 121, which we know is 122, Colin Mandrey. Fifth place is number 39, Gary Hayward. No other finishers. The winner's time was 1 minute 27.26 seconds, an average speed of 43.93 miles per hour. That's 124, 31, 59, 121, 39. 1 minute 27.26 seconds, a speed of 43.93 miles per hour. Sidecars, Ron Jarvis, Michael Moore, Billy Penfold, Joe Rendell, Paul Holland, Paul Darren, Mike Wallen, Neal Marshall, Rumsey, Andy Butler, Stuart Marsh, Paul Hayes. And it's Paul Darren that leads. Paul Darren's the passenger. Paul Holland and Paul Darren lead from Clive Holland and Neal Marshall. It's a Holland domination in this one. Flat out up the straight they go. Number 6, Paul Holland. Paul Darren leading from Clive Holland and Neal Marshall in second. Rob Heath and Andy Butler in third. Then 209, Ron Jarvis. And Michael Moore, fresh from their win earlier this afternoon. In fact, both the previous heat winners go in this one. Rob Heath and Andy Butler are holding third, and Ron Jarvis, Michael Moore are holding fourth. So this will be a turn up for the books, and interesting point this afternoon. Paul Holland and Paul Darren slide to the wide there. So does Clive on Neal Marshall. He's let Rob Heath and Andy Butler through for second. As they go on their last lap, they're on their merry way. Paul Holland and Paul Darren then half a lap from victory. Not sure, I think this will be their first victory in their short career. Started this season, and there they are. Paul Darren win from Rob Heath and Andy Butler, Clive Holland, Neal Marshall, Ron Jarvis, Michael Moore, Billy Penfold, Joe Rendell, Stuart Marsh and Paul Hayes. Sidecars, a win for number 6, Paul Holland and Paul Darren. In second place it was number 18, Rob Heath and Andy Butler. In third place was number 27, Clive Holland and Neil Marshall. Fourth place, number 209, Ron Jarvis and Michael Moore. Fifth place, number 123, Billy Penfold and Joe Rendell. And in sixth place, number 114, Stuart Marsh and Pete Hayes. The winner's time was 1 minute 34.76 seconds and average speed of 40.46 miles per hour. 6, 18, 27, 209, 123, 114, 1 minute 34.76 seconds, 40.46 miles per hour. CC solos, races 14 and 15 combined. This is all the 350cc runners here this afternoon. This whole thing being sorted out on the point, so every race counts. 300, Wogie Giles leads. Les Rumsey moves up in a second place ahead of Matt Etherington. Gareth Roberts right there in fourth. Then Nathan Irwin in fifth with Brian Cornelius, Terry Massingham, Steve Higgins, James Peters, Walter Neal and Darren Sargent. Property. 300, Wogie Giles in command of this one. Les Rumsey in second. Then it's number 7, Gareth Roberts. Then it's Nathan Irwin. Matt Etherington. Brian Cornelius. Not necessarily in that order. Darren Sargent bringing up the rear. 300, Wogie comes up and placing last left flag. Just look over his shoulder to see where Les Rumsey is. Les Rumsey looks over his shoulder to see where Gareth Roberts is. And they are followed by Nathan Irwin and Brian Cornelius, Terry Massingham, Steve Higgins, James Peters, Walter Neal. Looks like Matt Etherington pulling out with problems. Checkered flag made ready for Wogie. Wogie 2 rides and 2 wins in the 350 class here this afternoon. Les Rumsey comes good in second again. Gareth Roberts picks up another third, followed by Nathan Irwin in fourth. This time Brian Cornelius. 50cc solos and the win there. 2 rides and 2 wins in the 350 class this afternoon for number 300, Wogie Giles. In second place it was 101, the returning man, Les Rumsey. In third place was number 7, Gareth Roberts. Fourth place was 83, Nathan Irwin. Fifth place, 48, Brian Cornelius. Sixth place, number 213, Terry Massingham. Seventh place, number 116, Steve Higgins. Eighth place, number 45, James Peters. Ninth place, 172, Walter Neal. And in 10th place was number 24, Darren Sargent, who normally rides 77. I wanted to say Paul Stybritz, but I knew it wasn't him. The winner's time was 1 minute 24.04 seconds and average speed of 45.62 miles per hour. Coming down behind this start straight at the moment. Kev Bovis leads from Paul Grayson in second place, and we only get 2 outfits out in this one. Kev Bovis then on the Yamaha from Paul Grayson on the NRE, the Nourish Racing Equipment, which got a good write-up in the Track Racing Review recently. The history of how that engine was developed from the old 650 Triumph. Number 60, Kev Bovis looking down at his machine, not happy with the running of it. Paul Grayson there in second place. Kev Bovis and Nigel Field leading, then up that back straight. Paul Grayson, Richard Fremantle, these boys picking up some very valuable points on the others. Kevin Bovis, Nigel Field leading this one. On their last lap, just a mere half a lap remaining in this one. Kevin Bovis and Nigel Field out to get their first win of the afternoon. So Kevin Bovis and Nigel Field win. Second place to number 18, number 8, sorry, Paul Grayson and Richard Fremantle. Such problems for Gary Hayward. Gary Hayward won the race on the back. Matt Reed flat out and making the grass fly from 101. Dave Rumsey in second place, and then Darren Rolph in third, then Dave Hollingsby, then Terry Izzard, and Gary Hayward fighting from the back. On the 500cc Godden. 5-2 then, Matt Reed leading it comfortably from Dave Rumsey and Darren Rolph, then Dave Hollingsby and Terry Izzard and Gary Hayward. That flag is down then for Matt Reed. Sponsored here by Roger Maynard this afternoon on the BRM. Then it's Dave Rumsey, then it's Darren Rolph, then Dave Hollingsby. Terry Izzard, Gary Hayward. 1-5-2, Matt Reed, a comfortable win for him. From number 10, Dave Rumsey. 41, Darren Rolph. Number 5, Dave Hollingsby. Terry Izzard and Gary Hayward and Matt Reed are doing a lap of honour. See solos, a win there for number 1, 5-2. That's Matt Reed. In second place it was number 10, Dave Rumsey. Third place was number 41, Darren Rolph. Fourth place was number 5, Dave Hollingsby. Fifth place was number 575, Terry Izzard. And sixth place was number 39, Gary Hayward. No other finishers. The winner's time at 1 minute 15.36 seconds, an average speed of 50.86 miles per hour. 152, 10, 41, 5, 575 and 39, 1 minute 15.36 seconds, 50.86 miles per hour. .500cc solos are all the way this time. One of them a bit slower than the others. Here comes 70 from Daniel Winterton in second. Lee Cross and Paul Knott with Tim Mount, Gareth Roberts, Robin Pilcher, Bradley Kite, Adrian Harden, Paul Austin. Paul Austin with a lot of work to do. From number 12, Daniel Winterton. From 29, Paul Knott. 28, Lee Cross. Then Tim Mount, Gareth Roberts, Robin Pilcher. Paul Austin moving up on Robin Pilcher now on the inside. Through he goes. Bradley Kite moves up on Robin Pilcher. 77, Tony Dart on the last lap flag. Daniel Winterton in second. 29, Paul Knott. From Lee Cross, Tim Mount, Gareth Roberts, Paul Austin, Bradley Kite, Robin Pilcher, and Adrian Harden. Malcolm Simmons missing from this one after his slide off in the first race. Not sure if we'll see any more of him this afternoon. 77, Tony Dart takes that checkered flag from Daniel Winterton, who's due in his mid-corner. He picks up in second place. Paul Knott cruises home for third. Then Lee Cross, then Tim Mount, then Paul Austin, Gareth Roberts, Bradley Kite, Robin Pilcher, Adrian Harden. As expected, the race time is increasing, or decreasing I suppose. Speed's increasing as the day goes on. Race 18, a win there for number 77, that's Tony Dart. In second place it was number 12. And number 12 is the additional runner, Daniel Winterton. Third place to number 29, Paul Knott. Fourth place to number 28, Lee Cross. Fifth place to number 17, Tim Mount. Sixth place to number 14, Paul Austin. Seventh place to number 7, Gareth Roberts. Eighth place to 495, Bradley Kite. Ninth place to 174, Robin Pilcher, and 10th to number 2, Adrian Harden. The winner's time was 1 minute 16.45 seconds, an average speed of 50.15 miles per hour. Anybody who feels they could contribute a little bit of money towards the rider's expenses, Don Leames has always got his purse open. Up the first straight. Number 2, Nevill Penfold it is that leads. Malcolm Ivey in the chair, and Ian Leames, Kev Jones in hot pursuit in second place. Then Stefan and Carl Blythe. Then Justice Shaw and Paul Stuyvesant. Steve Smith and Alan Green. John Stafford. And Malcolm Ivey, of course, that's Andy Wood on the back of Nevill Penfold. Nevill Penfold leads it then in his comeback season. I think this is his 4th brass meeting since aiming back. And he's leading this one. out of that turn, up this straight. Ian Lee Amis, Kevin Jones in second place. Stephen and Carl Blythe in third, then Justin Shaw and Paul Stuybrits. Close contact there between Steve Smith and Alan Green and John Stafford, Malcolm Ivy. John Stafford this time squeezes through on the inside, relegating the Honda Fireblade down one more position in the field. It's Nevill Penfold on his last lap with Andy Wood as passenger. From Ian Lee Amis and Kev Jones, then Stephen and Carl Blythe. All right, Justin Shaw and Paul Stuybrits, John Stafford and Malcolm Ivy, and bringing up the rear, Steve Smith and Alan Green. Checkered flag out, and Nevill Penfold spins it on that bottom turn. The win going to Ian Lee Amis and Kev Jones. From Stephen and Carl Blythe in second. Justin Shaw and Paul Stuybrits pick up third. Then Nevill Penfold and Andy Wood. John Stafford and Malcolm Ivy, and Steve Smith, Alan Green. Seeing the right-hand sidecars, a win there for number 8. Unexpectedly picked up there on the last corner by Ian Lee Amis and Kev Jones. In second place, it was number 30. That's Stephen and Carl Blythe. Third place, number 187. Justin Shaw and Paul Stuybrits. Fourth place to number 2, Nevill Penfold and Andy Wood. Fifth place to number 81. John Stafford and Malcolm Ivy, and in sixth place was number 121, Steve Smith and Alan Green. The winner's time was 1 minute 37.72 seconds, an average speed of 40.33 miles per hour. That's 8, 30, 187, 2, 81, 121, 1 minute 37.72 seconds, 40.33 miles per hour. Sidecars are underway then. Neal Owen and Dylan Davis lead into the first turn first with Lee Ray and Nicky Owen there in second place, but through goes Mick Knoll and Tony Bailey in that second place. Neal Owen, Dylan Davis lead in the pack. Very grassy and very slippery for these chairs. The top is gradually coming off of it. Neal Owen, Dylan Davis leading. Second place is 62. Knoll and Tony Bailey right up close on the back wheel of Neal Owen and Dylan Davis there. Round the pits turn, flat out up this straight. Neal Owen on the Gotten V-twin again, having a lot of traction problems. Engine's too crisp for this grassy circuit. Holding on to that lead, just from Mick Knoll and Tony Bailey. Mick Knoll and Tony Bailey won't give up, they'll fight to the finish. Lee Ray and Nicky Owen holding on to a good third. John Hiscock and Matt Sleep back there in fourth after their previous race win. One more lap to go from Neal Owen and Dylan Davis. Through on the inside, no, he didn't quite make it through the quite hard. That was Mick Knoll and Tony Bailey pushing hard in that second place. They won't give up till they see the checkered flag. Flat out into that corner, Neal Owen and Dylan Davis. Are they going to hold on to it? Yes, they do. In second place then, Mick Knoll and Tony Bailey from Lee Ray and Nick Owen. And 184, John Hiscock and Matt Sleep. Good win there for Neal Owen. Managed to hold on to that lead despite a lot of wheel spin. Plenty of win there for number 4, Neal Owen and Dylan Davis. In second place, it was number 62, Mick Turrell and Tony Bailey. Third place to number 9, Lee Ray and Nick Owen. Fourth place to number 184, John Hiscock and Matt Sleep. No other finishers. The winner's time 1 minute 34.73 seconds, an average speed of 45.86 miles per hour. From the top, 4:62.9 184. 1 minute 34.73 seconds, 45.86 miles per hour. We're back with the 250s again for the third final leg. .250s up the back straight. Lee Street goes in this one, and Adam Shipp goes in this one, and they both had 2 wins apiece in this 250 class. Lee Street leads, he's got a little wide, and Adam Shipp has seen that bit of green grass on the inside, and he goes through. Stevie Syrett is there in second place. Keith Strudwick is in third. Adam Shipp leads. Pulls away from the rest of the field as he goes up that back straight. Stevie Syrett there in second place. Then it's Keith Strudwick. Held back in third place at the moment. Followed by John Pilcher, followed by Malcolm Beaney, followed by Paul Simmons and Colin Mandrey. Flag, 62 Stevie Syrett, 124 Keith Strudwick, then John Pilcher, Malcolm Beaney, Paul Simmons, Colin Mandrey. I don't understand why Colin Mandrey has 122 in the program and 121 on his machine. I'm just putting the program, I'm told. 16 Adam Shipp takes the win from Steve Syrett, Keith Strudwick, John Pilcher, Malcolm Beaney, Paul Simmons, Colin Mandrey. Race 21, a win for number 16, Adam Shipp. 3 rides and 3 wins for him this afternoon. In second place was number 62, Stevie Syrett. Third place to 124, Keith Strudwick. Fourth to 49, John Pilcher. Fifth to 720, Malcolm Beaney. Sixth to number 31, Paul Simmons. And seventh was 121, Colin Mandrey. The winner's time was 1 minute 18.85 seconds, an average speed of 48.62 miles per hour. That's 16, 62, 124, 49, 720, 31, 121. 1 minute 18.85 seconds, 48.62 miles per hour. Here they come. Chris Pay leads it into the first turn. Slides down a little bit wide. There's 1 or 2 of them to come up on the inside, but he's just holding on to it. Phil Ranson is in second place, and it's 119, Gordon Fennings. Gary Hayward blasting around the outside of Gordon Fennings. Gordon Fennings powers up the inside of Gary Hayward. So does Brian Cornelius, and the pace is on. Phil Ranson this time picks it up at the front end. Phil Ranson from Chris Pay, Gordon Fennings, Brian Cornelius, Gary Hayward. And bringing up the rear, Mark Harris. We have a fallen rider at the top there. Red flags are out. Who dropped it on the corner there. No, he's just gone past us. again then, the 250cc solos, and Brian Cornelius finds his way to the front in this one. Chris Pay holding on to second place at the moment. Phil Ranson's there in third. Phil Ranson coming through on the inside. Very close together as they go over the line there. Then there's Gordon Fennings and Mark Harris and Gary Hayward. Gary Hayward out with problems there. Not a good day for him this afternoon. Number 6. Phil Ranson leads from Chris Pay, from Brian Cornelius, Gordon Fennings, Mark Harris. Number 6, Phil Ranson then. That's the last lap flag from Chris Pay, Brian Cornelius, Gordon Fennings and Mark Harris. Number 6, Phil Ranson. Better fortunes for him this time. And he takes the win. Chris Pay in second, then Brian Cornelius, Gordon Fennings and Mark Harris. Solos a win for number 6, Phil Ranson. Second place number 59, Chris Pay. Third place to 48, Brian Cornelius. Fourth place number 119, Gordon Fennings. And fifth place to number 4, Mark Harris. No other finishers. The winner's time 1 minute 22.85 seconds, an average speed of 46.22 miles per hour. From the top 6, 59, 48, 119 and 4, 1 minute 22.85 seconds, 46.22 miles per hour. Sidecars away this time, and it's Clive Holland, Neal Marshall the lead. Rob Heath and Andy Butler in second place. Clive Holland goes wide. Steve Heath moving up on the inside there, but it's Clive Holland and Neal Marshall the lead from Rob Heath, not Steve Heath. Rob Heath and Andy Butler, then Kev Bovis and Nigel Field. But it could be Jason Ralph. And Paul Holland and Phil Syrett bringing up the rear. 27. Clive Holland and Neal Marshall from Rob Heath and Andy Butler. Then Kev Bovis with another. Not too sure who's sitting on that chair at the moment. Does look like Jason Ralph, I must admit. Holland and Phil Durrant in fourth place. Last lap flag for Clive Holland and Neal Marshall, Rob Heath and Andy Butler, Kev Bovis. And Paul Holland and Phil Durrant bringing up the rear. Well, this is the last turn for the last time. The pace is hotting up. Clive Holland a good tighter line that time, saves it. So Clive Holland and Neal Marshall win from Rob Heath and Andy Butler. Kev Bovis and Jason Ralph and Paul Holland and Phil Durrant to win there for number 27. Clive Holland and Neal Marshall. In second place was number 18, Rob Heath and Andy Butler. In third place was number 60, Kev Bovis and Jason Ralph. And in fourth place was number 6, Paul Holland and Phil Durrant. No fifth finisher. The winner's time 1 minute 29.58 seconds, a speed of 42.79 miles per hour. That's 27, 18, 60 and 6. 1 minute 29.58 seconds, 42.79 miles per hour. 350cc solos, 2 races going in one. Roberts 2/3. Here they come. Wogey leads it. Nathan Irwin it is that's gone with him this time. Gareth Roberts is in there in third. Rumsey is down in fourth. Rumsey tight line out of that corner. Wogey's gone very wide. Nathan Irwin comes through. Les Rumsey picks it up. Les Rumsey sees the green grass of home in front of him. Nathan Irwin doesn't want to lose it. He's powering alongside. He's going for it. Les Rumsey holding it. It's definitely the youth versus the experience, although the experience is a long time ago. 101. Les Rumsey leads it. Second place is Nathan Irwin, then it's Gareth Roberts, then it's Wogey Giles, then it's Brian Cornelius, then 45. James Peters, Terry Massingham, Steve Higgins, Walter Neal, Darren Sargent, Matt Etherington. Making a meal of this one, and Les Rumsey tries to hold on to it. Wogey's come through on the inside. Wogey's up to second place. Down to the last lap they go, and Les Rumsey leads it. Wogey has moved up to second. Gareth Roberts and Nathan Irwin are all trying there in second, third and fourth places. But it's going to be Les Rumsey at the finish. Les Rumsey with just one corner to go. Wogey is right in there and fighting for it. Gareth Roberts and Nathan Irwin are having their own private battle as they both go wide. Up to the line they come. Les Rumsey takes it. Les Rumsey, the first win of his comeback trail, from Wogey Giles in second place, then Gareth Roberts, Nathan Irwin, Brian Cornelius, Terry Massingham, James Peters, Steve Higgins, Walter Neal, Darren Sargent. Race 25. Race 25, 350cc solos. A win there for number 101, Les Rumsey. In second place was number 300. Wogey Giles. Third place was number 7, Gareth Roberts. Fourth place was number 83, Nathan Irwin. Fifth place was number 48, Brian Cornelius. Sixth place 213, Terry Massingham. Seventh place 45, James Peters. Eighth place 116, Steve Higgins. Ninth to 172, Walter Neal, and 10th to 24, Darren Sargent. The winner's time was 1 minute 20.76 seconds, an average speed of 47.47 miles per hour. From the top, 101, 300, 7, 83, 48, 213, 45, 116, 172, and 24. 1 minute 20.76 seconds, 47.47 miles per hour. Better start this time, and it's 114, Stuart Marsh and P. Hayes that lead up to the first corner. Ron Jarvis and Michael Moore right in there in second place, trying to take that lead on the first turn. 114, Stuart Marsh and Phil Hayes from 209. Ron Jarvis and Michael Moore, then Billy Penfold. Sneaking through on the inside, they're tremendous corner there by Billy Penfold. As he comes out of that straight, he's lining up to take the lead. Right alongside Stuart Marsh, and into the front he goes. Well, he should do. He hasn't set the track up. He must know where this one goes. 1, 2, 3. Billy Penfold and Joe Rendell leading at the moment from 114, Stuart Marsh and Phil Hayes. Then 209, Ron Jarvis and Michael Moore. And then number 8, Paul Grayson and Richard Fremantle. As he powers on in front of Ron Jarvis. Ron Jarvis fights back. They're side by side up that straight. Ron Jarvis is regaining the advantage. Ron Jarvis now making up a lot of ground. But it's Billy Penfold out in front. Billy Penfold with Joe Rendell. The machine kicks a bit on that corner, and we have Ron Jarvis and Michael Moore overturned on that turn. Red flag is up. Race being stopped in the interest of safety. The left-hand side cars, a win for number 123, Billy Penfold and Joe Rendell. In second place was number 114, Stuart Marsh and Phil Hayes. And in third place it was number 8, Paul Rayson and Richard Fremantle. No other finishers, no time or speed due to the sudden stoppage of that race, race 26. Here they come then, the 500cc solos, up the back straight. Into the turn, it's Daniel Winston, the man will come there to show us some of the boys there to do it, and he's doing it. Daniel Winston leads from Dave Rumsey in second, then Darren Rolph, then Paul Knott, Dave Hollingsby, Gary Hayward, Adrian Harden. Paul Knott right through the second, Darren Rolph right to the outside, it's a bit wide though. Picking up the loose, Daniel Winterton in second. Paul Knott, Dave Rumsey, Darren Rolph. Daniel Winterton goes wide and Paul Knott comes up alongside, and there's Dave Rumsey coming back in the fray, and Paul Knott comes through on the inside. Watching up sideways, Dave Rumsey's there with him. It's Daniel Winterton in the lead at the moment as they come to the last lap flag. Paul Knott just got it by half a tyre. Can he hold on to it? Paul Knott powers on in front. Daniel Winterton right there with him, and Dave Rumsey right in the fray. Those three well clear now of the rest of the field. There's the last turn, the last line. Paul Knott takes the ball by the horn. First, Paul Knott. Second, Daniel Winterton. Third, Dave Rumsey. Fourth, Darren Rolph. From Dave Hollingsby, Gary Hayward and Adrian Harden. 29, Paul Knott. Second place, number 12, Daniel Winston. Third was number 10, Dave Rumsey. Fourth was number 41, Darren Rolph. Fifth was number 5, Dave Hollingsby. Sixth was number 39, Gary Hayward. Seventh was number 2, Adrian Harden. No other finishers. The winner's time, 1 minute 15.41 seconds, and average speed of 50.84 miles per hour. From the top, 29, 12, 10, 41, 5, 39 and 2. 1 minute 15.41 seconds, 50.84 miles per hour. CC solos again then. Matt Reed picks up this time. Tony Dance there in second place. Paul Austin in third. 152. Matt Reed straightens it up, gets his wheels in line. Paul Austin takes Tony Dart. Tony Dart fights back. Tim Mount's there as well. Then Bradley Kite, Lee Cross, and Terry Izzard. Matt Reed pulls away. Paul Austin is there in second. Tony Dart struggling to find some route from third to second, but it's Matt Reed that leads. At half distance from Paul Austin, from Tim Mount, from Tony Dart, Bradley Kite, Lee Cross, Terry Izzard. Grass mostly come off now, and the grip being found. Being sure to go even higher. 152. Matt Reed at the last lap flag from Paul Austin, Tim Mount, Tony Dart, Bradley Kite, Lee Cross and Terry Izzard. Checkered flag goes for 152, Matt Reed. Second place to Paul Austin from Tim Mount, Tony Dart, Bradley Kite, Lee Cross. And a win there for number 152, Matt Reed. In second place it was number 14, Paul Austin. Third place in number 17, Tim Mount. Fourth place, 77, Tony Dart. Fifth place, number 495, Bradley Kite. 6th place to 28. Lee Cross. 7th place to 575. Terry Izzard. No other finishers. The winner's time of 1 minute and 12 seconds precisely, giving a speed of 53.24 miles per hour. And there they go, John Hiscock and Matt Sleep lead into the first turn. John Stafford and Malcolm Ivy in 2nd place. Then it's Neal Owen and Dylan Davis in 3rd. John Hiscock, Matt Sleep, well on their way. From 81, John Stafford and Malcolm Ivy. Third, trying to take that 2nd place on the big Godspeed twin. 4. John Hiscock and Matt Sleep. John Stafford and Malcolm Ivy. Neal Owen and Dylan Davis. Trying hard to come on turns. They're trying to go around the outside. Not quite there this time. Justin Shaw and Paul Stivers push their machine back to the pits. The last lap flag goes for John Hiscock and Matt Sleep. And here comes Neal Owen and Dylan Davis. They're through this time in fear as they go into 2nd place. Ahead of John Stafford and Malcolm Ivy. Then it's Stephen and Carl Blythe. And then Steve Smith and Alan Green. Checkered flag goes for John Hiscock and Matt Sleep. From Neal Owen and Dylan Davis. John Stafford and Malcolm Ivy, Stephen and Carl Blythe, and Steve Smith, Alan Green. Race number 29 in the programme, and a win for number 184, John Hiscock and Matt Sleep. 2nd place to number 4, Neal Owen and Dylan Davis. 3rd place to number 81, John Stafford and Malcolm Ivy. 4th place to number 30, Stephen and Carl Blythe. And in 5th place, 121, Steve Smith and Alan Green. No 6th finisher, the winner's time 1 minute 27.56 seconds, an average speed of 49.62 miles per hour. Right hand sidecars. Sidecars away then, and here they come. Ian the Amos and Kev Jones pick it up on the front line. Nevill Penfold right in there in 2nd place, right on the inside. A good battle between those two, but Ian the Amos picks it up out of that corner. And Nevill Penfold scorches up the inside and takes that lead from him as they go down to the next turn. Round the pits turn they come then. It's Nevill Penfold, number 2 on the outfit. From number 8, Ian the Amos and Kev Jones. And Big Turrell, Tony Baseby power through into 2nd place and come up on the back wheel of Nevill Penfold. Three outfits close together with Justin Shaw. That's Nicky Owen. Lee Ray and Nicky Owen, the right colour, wrong man. It's all systems go on this front line though as Nevill Penfold holding on to it narrowly. And Mick Turrell, Tony Baseby pushing hard in second spot. Flat out down that back straight. Mick Turrell makes his move. Oh, a big wheelie, and off goes Tony Baseby. The outfit's off away on its own. Nevill Penfold's got a big wide line out of that corner, but I think he knows what's happened behind him. Tony Baseby shakes his head, but I can't see Mick Turrell at the moment. Turrell makes his move. Oh, a big wheelie, and off goes Tony Baseby. The outfit's off away on its own. Nevill Penfold's got a big wide line out of that corner, but I think he knows what's happened behind him.
When you come past me, you're I thought that was on you got more drive than you did all day, you alright? Yeah, I've just hurt my leg. Get me man up, you'll be alright. On his feet. I didn't turn up here to walk. You're alright, mate? Right, mate. Yeah, he caught me, I just went over.
Here they come, flat out up the first straight. Who's going to get there first? Stevie Syrett, Keith Strudwick, side by side into the first turn, but Adam Shipp in there in third place. Adam Shipp powering through on the inside. Adam Shipp picks it up from Keith Strudwick in second place, from Stevie Syrett, from Brian Cornelius. All systems go here in the quarter litre final. Flat out up the back straight. Moving in. 16, Adam Shipp leading this one then from 1-2-4. Keith Strudwick in second place. Then it's 62, Stevie Syrett and Chris Pay, Brian Cornelius and Phil Ranson. 16, Adam Shipp holding on to it. Keith Strudwick trying the outside line round. Long way round to do that. Adam Shipp leads. Keith Strudwick in second. Then it's 62, Stevie Syrett as they go on to the last lap. I expect now Keith Strudwick to pull up on the inside of Adam Shipp and surprise him by trying to pass him on the other side. And then will that be enough to clinch victory in this one? He's gone in on the outside, and that surprised me. Keith Strudwick leads it. Adam Shipp in second place. Keith Strudwick right on the outside and done it. Keith Strudwick wins. Adam Shipp second. Stevie Syrett third. Then Chris Pay, Brian Cornelius, Phil Ranson, Paul Simmons, Colin Mandrey and 119 Gordon Fennings. Keith Strudwick then the winner of the 250cc final here at Frittenden. 31 in your programme, the official result reads like this. A win for 1-2-4, Keith Strudwick. Second place to 16, Adam Shipp. Third place to 62, Steve Syrett. Fourth place to number 59, Chris Pay. Fifth place to number 48, Brian Cornelius. Sixth place to number 6, Phil Ranson. Seventh to number 31, Paul Simmons. Eighth 121, Colin Mandrey. And ninth 119, Gordon Fennings. No 10th finisher. The winner's time was 1 minute 16.02 seconds. An average speed of 50.43 miles per hour. left-hand sidecar final is underway, and a cracking start by Rob Heath and Andy Butler as they scorch up to the first turn. Clive Holland and Neal Marshall right in there in second place. Then it's Paul Holland and Phil Durrant in third. Rob Heath and Andy Butler, no mistakes for them on their first lap as they lead the field round. Clive Holland and Neal Marshall in second. Paul Holland and Phil Durrant holding on to it there in third place. 18, Rob Heath and Andy Butler pulling away from the rest of the field now, and Paul Holland takes Clive Holland to get that second place. Clive Holland tucks back up on the inside. Good bit of cornering there from Clive, but Paul's away. Paul Holland and Phil Durrant holding on to second. Rob Heath and Andy Butler pulling away further on the front line. They take the last lap flag from Paul Holland and Phil Durrant, Clive Holland and Neal Marshall, Kev Bovis and Nigel Field, Paul Grayson and Richard Fremantle. 5 outfits remain in this. The left-hand sidecar final. They come round the last turn for the last time. 18. Rob Heath and Andy Butler take the win from Paul Holland and Phil Durrant, Clive Holland and Neal Marshall, Kev Bovis and Nigel Field, and Paul Grayson and Richard Fremantle. Andy Butler there, congratulations to them on their win, and a good second place to Paul Holland and Phil Durrant. So the left-hand sidecar final, race 32 in your programme, reads a win for number 18. Number 18, Rob Heath and Andy Butler. In second place was number 6, Paul Holland and Phil Durrant. In third place was 27, Clive Holland and Neal Marshall. In fourth place is number 60, Kev Bovis and Nigel Field, and in fifth place was number 8, Paul Grayson and Richard Fremantle. No sixth finisher, the winner's time, 1 minute 24.83 seconds, an average speed of 45.19 miles per hour. Miles per hour. This is the 350cc solos for the Brian Humphrey Shield. Winner to come through on points. It's Wogie Giles and Les Rumsey hard at it together, and Nathan Irwin pushing in there as well. Then Gareth Roberts and Brian Cornelius. Good racing here at Frittenden this afternoon. The dust has held very well, but it's starting to rise now. That's why these races are cut to 4 now. 300, Wogie Giles leads it from 83, Nathan Irwin in second, then 101 Les Rumsey, then number 7, Gareth Roberts, Brian Cornelius, Steve Higgins, Terry Massingham, James Peters and Walter Nee. 300 then, Wogie Giles, that's the last lap flag, 1 lap to go with 83, Nathan Irwin in second, then it's Les Rumsey. Far from riding last week, it was I think it was an 18-year break from riding Speedway, and best part of 25 years from riding Grasstrack. He just hasn't lost that player. 300, Wogie Giles comes up to take the checkered flag. Wogie wins that one. Nathan Irwin in second. Les Rumsey in third. Then Gareth Roberts. Brian Cornelius, Steve Higgins, Terry Massingham, James Peters and Walter Neame. And lap of honour there for Wogie Giles and accompanying friends. The official result of race 33 to 350cc solo fourth leg. Fourth leg, don't forget the winner of that may not be the winner. I think he is, but he may not be the winner of the event overall. Points will tally. This was not a final. Race 33, 354th leg. A win for 300, Wogie Giles. Second place to 83, a good ride for Nathan Irwin. Third place to 101, Les Rumsey. Fourth place to number 7, Gareth Roberts. Fifth place to 48, Brian Cornelius. Sixth place to 116, Steve Higgins. Seventh place to 213, Terry Massingham. Eighth place to 45, James Peters. And ninth place, number 172, Walter Neame. The winner's time was 1 minute 15.9 seconds. Giving an average speed of 50.51 miles per hour. Away then from the start, not that I can see much of it. Flat out they go into the first turn, and Lee Ray and Nicky Owen fight it out with John Hiscock and Neal Owen. It's all systems go on that front line. Neal Owen took the worst of that one as Lee Ray goes through to first. John Hiscock slides back to 5th place, indeed back to 6th place. In one easy movement, Lee Ray's got it though. The bit between his teeth, the local man from Marden leads the right-hand sidecar final with Stefan and Carl Blythe move through. Stefan and Carl Blythe pick it up. The men from Lincolnshire taking it by storm. Lee Ray and Nicky Owen in second. Nevill Penfold and Tony Wood are in third. Then it's the Inley Amers and Kev Jones. Then John Hiscock and Matt Sleep with Neal Owen and Dylan Davis now at the back. Well, it's an interesting race, this one. Lee Ray then leading it. The Inley Amers out with problems on the centre green. Not sure what's happened. Maybe it's changed off. I don't know what happened there. As they come round here now, the last lap flag is in their sights. John Hiscock is fighting again for the lead. John Hiscock picks it up. He's been from first to last and back to first again in one race. John Hiscock and Matt Sleep leading from Lee Ray and Nicky Owen in second place. Then it's Nevill Penfold and Tony Wood, followed by Neal Owen and Dylan Davis. And then Stefan and Carl Blythe, who were leading it only a lap and a half ago, relegated to last place. There goes the checkered flag. John Hiscock and Matt Sleep take it. Nevill Penfold scorches through into second. I think Neal Owen was third. Lee Ray was fourth. And Stefan and Carl Blythe in fifth. What a cracking race to finalise the end of the sidecar racing here at Frittenden this afternoon. Well done there to John Hiscock and Matt Sleep. They deserved the win there. They went from first to last and back to first again. And Neal Owen, Dylan Davis there, pushing hard all the way for their third place. And Nevill, Penfold, Tony Wood taking second. Stephen and Carl Blythe, they did lead for a while. They ended up in fifth spot. Right-hand side car final, race 34 in your programme. Just one more race to go here at the Frittenden Raceway this afternoon. Race 34, the right-hand side car final was a win for 184, John Hiscock and Matt Sleep. In second place, it was number 4. No, what? It was number 2. Second place was number 2. Can't read my own writing. Second place was number 2, Nevill, Penfold and Andy Wood. Third place to number 4, Neal Owen and Dylan Davis. Fourth place to number 9, Lee Ray and Nicky Owen. And fifth place to 30, Stephen and Carl Blythe. The winner's time was 1 minute 30.59 seconds, an average speed of 47.96 miles per hour. With Matt Reed, Tony Dart, Dave Rumsey, Paul Knott. Here they come into the first turn. Matt Reed powers towards victory. 77, Tony Dart is there in second. Then there's Daniel Winterton getting in all sorts of trouble. Paul Austin right alongside him. Then Paul Knott and Tim Mount. Paul Knott screws up that corner a little bit and allows the leader to pull away from him. 1.2 Matt Reed with 77, Tony Dart, hard in his tyre track. Matt Reed, Tony Dart, Daniel Winterton, Paul Knott, Tim Mount. That was Paul Austin and Paul Knott. Paul Knott goes down big time. Slides away there, he's up and okay. That's green in the top corner there. The last lap flags are out, the yellow flags are out. We've got 152. Matt Reed leading from Tony Dart, from Daniel Winterton, from Paul Austin, from Tim Mount. Dave Hollingsby, Lee Cross, Dave Rumsey right at the back there. That was totally unexpected. Second flag is out. It's the end of racing this afternoon as we know it. 152. Matt Reed picks up the victory in the 500s. 77 Tony Dart in second place. Then it's Daniel Winterton, Paul Austin, Tim Mount, Dave Rumsey, Dave Hollingsby, Lee Cross. Field we've had here this afternoon, but the winner comes round now, Matt Reed. Matt Reed, sponsored by the BRM factory, Bruce and Roger Maynard. Paul Austin getting a wheelie in, thinks he's Joe Screen. Daniel Winterton come down from the north to entertain us this afternoon, and he's done very well. Malcolm Santa, any chance of coming over here, Malcolm Santa, please? Before everybody gets off the circuit, because you may need a runoff. You may need a runoff. You'd best come over here and sort it out for us. The 500cc solo final for your programme. The winner there was 152, Matt Reed. Second place was 77, Tony Dart. Third place was 12, Daniel Winterton. Fourth place was 14, Paul Austin. Fifth place was 17, Tim Mount. Sixth place was 10, Dave Rumsey. Seventh place was 5, Dave Hollingsby. And 8th place was 28, Lee Cross. No other finishers. The winner's time at 1 minute 10.09 seconds, an average speed of 54.70 miles per hour. From the top, 152, 77, 12, 14, 17, 10, 5, 28, 1 minute 10.09 seconds, 54.7 miles per hour. They go, and Steve Higgins traps first. He gets well up that straight. Terry Massingham moving in swiftly behind him as she gains a lot of ground on that first turn. Steve Higgins goes a little wide. Terry Massingham's there on the inside, trying hard, crosses to the outside, challenging hard in this runoff. Little girl with a big heart from Essex. Canvey Island, pushing hard. The turn, Terry Massingham tightening up on a tight line, squeezes up on the inside, gets the nose just in front, but they're very close as they come past the finish there. Terry Massingham's picked it up. Terry Massingham now squirts that throttle down that back straight. Steve Higgins left in the wilderness. Steve Higgins fights back, closes up on this straight, moving in now swiftly. Terry Massingham slides a little bit wide, and Steve Higgins is right on the inside, but Terry Massingham holding on to it. 1 lap to go. Terry Massingham leading it. Steve Higgins in 2nd place. Steve Higgins now got the fast run up on the inside, and he comes right up alongside as they go into that last turn. Last turn for the last time, and they're as close now as they were on the start line. Terry Massingham goes wide. Steve Higgins picks it up on the inside. Who's it going to be? Steve Higgins gets it. Terry Massingham finishes in 2nd place.
50 cc's then. First 5 get trophies, and in 5th place in the 250 cc's, the evergreen number 48, where is he? Brian Cornelius!
Thank you very much. Lovely.
Well done there, man. 2nd place to number 59, Chris Pay. Sorry, 4th place. 4th place. 2nd trophy with 4th place. The 59, Chris Pay. There he is. Third place to number 62, Stevie Syrett. Haven't seen much of him this year, but he's certainly not lost any of his flair. Here he comes. He's gone. He's gone. We'll have to hold on to that one for next time. 2nd place, another fast man from the same area, number 16, Adam Shipp. And the 1st place in the quarter litres this afternoon, our very own 124, Keith Strudwick. .350 cc's in 5th place. It was again number 48, Brian Cornelius. In 4th place, number 7, Gareth Roberts. Very popular young man. In 2nd place, number 101, Les Rumsey. 2nd place. You're right, I missed one out.
Yeah, he's missed one out.
I've missed one out, I've gone up across the opposite thumb. 3rd place, you're quite right. I was just testing. Stand down, young man. Stand down.
3rd place.
3rd place was 83, Nathan Irwin. Sorry, Nathan. Who did come up one too early? Crossed it all. 2nd place to 101, Les Rumsey. And to the winner is spoils for number 300, Wogie Giles. Well done, Wogie.
You break the painting.
And of course, the 350cc's also gets the Brian Humphrey Shield. Look at that lovely shield. He told me when he presented that the first time, there's enough shields on there to last me the rest of my life. I ain't got long to go, have I? Well done, Wogey. 500cc's. In 5th place, it was number 17, Tim Reckermount. In 4th place, number 14, Paul Austin. In 3rd place, the long distance traveller, number 12, Daniel Winterton. He is here, I thought we might have set off home already.
Well done, Dan.
In 2nd place, number 77, Tony Dart. And in 1st place, number 152, Matt Reed. Plus he's scampered off to some speedway meeting somewhere. Here he is.
No, he can't with his Continental.
Better Steve waiting for us, yeah, I can understand that. Left-hand Sidecars in 3rd place, number 27, Clive Holland and Neil Marshall. Very popular with the girls, I've just noticed.
Sorry about that, I was on the phone.
Next week, we'll win photos. Now, do it all again.
Mum's taking my
One more left. End of next year.
In 2nd place, number 6, Paul Holland and Phil Durrant. Not Paul Durrant, Phil Durrant.
Sorry,
I'll get it right one day, honest. And the winners of the left-hand sidecar class this afternoon, number 18, Rob Heath and Andy Butler. On to the right-hand sidecars, and in 3rd place, it was none other than Nicky Owen and Dylan Davis. After a very brave and fearsome race, I can tell you.
Hey, Dylan, keep your hand down. Well done, lads.
In 2nd place, on the comeback trial, number 2, Nevill Penfold and Andy Wood. Oh, limping well, look.
Wait for this all day.
Hey! Look this way, Nevill.
Nev.
Nev!
Thank you very much.
And in 1st place, completing the line-up this afternoon, the winners, who went from 1st to last and back to 1st again, all in 4 laps. 184, John Hiscock and Matt Sleep.
Yeah, even got a passport for down here. You notice he's still got his necklace left on.
That just leaves me to thank everybody for competing here this afternoon, everybody for doing a little bit to make sure the meeting went ahead. And I wish you all a safe journey home. See you all next week in the Oxford Hills of Sevenoaks.
Yours is small.